Hello, everybody. Fearmy Games here back once again with some Guild Wars Nightfall. Reason why we're here in Cameron is I was like, I'm doing all these side quests, kind of hunting things down. I figured I should probably see if I missed any in the home front. And I noticed that the Rune Trader here didn't, still had a quest that I hadn't done yet. So I figured, what would be a great idea? Accepting the quest. Let's see. Her name is Kailona. So she says, "Beer my buff games. I have need of your help. My shipment of ink is late. 3 days late. I need the ink to craft my runes, and I have customers waiting. These shipments are normally very prompt. So such tardiness worries me. If you could look into what has caused this delay, I would be willing to give you a useful rune in exchange for your services. The shipments usually come in through the plains of Jaren, so that would be a good place to start looking. Are you interested?" Let's see, she's offering 500 experience, 100 gold, 5 Sunspear promotion points, 1 battle combination, and 1 rune of Mind of Vigor. That would be actually quite nice to have this early on. I could say, no thanks, I have pressing business at the moment, or I could say, sure, I could use one of those runes anyway, which is true. I could put it on my chest piece that I just got crafted, and I can just, when I upgrade it later, I just need to make sure I remember to salvage the that chest piece instead of just selling it, so I can get that rune back out and plot on my new one. So as usual, we have now. I thought Mox came in at level 10, but apparently it's earlier now. But and we have Mox sitting out here. But we're not going to talk to him yet. It says, and probably won't even talk to him because we shouldn't need Mox at all in this campaign because this is where heroes are introduced. We should get a full party in not too long. He says, you're here. I was sent out to this wasteland to get you some early. Oh, sorry. This is a scout. I was reading like it was a normal quest. It is not. So we're gonna, while we did just take missing shipment, we're gonna start with Material Girl, since this quest is closer. Though there is a quest here, this one was gonna be, unless I have something saved in my inventory from a while back, it's gonna be harder to finish. And that one is this guy right here, the Royal Chef Hatundo. And he says, "I am the greatest chef in the world. Of course you've heard of me. What an honor for you to help me. I know, I know. You're deeply touched. How wonderful. I was sent to Istan by Prince Baka, the Magnificent of Abi. He asked me to collect some specialty dishes to take home. My lord would very much like to have a bite of savory local cuisines, and it's all in my head. I've heard that drake kebab, scalefin soup, and panai salad are all fantastic. Go forth and bring me these dishes. Defy those with bland palates. Stake your life on spice and vinegar. My prince is very wealthy, by the way, and I can make it worth your while. He's offering us 1,500 experience and 450 gold. This is, I'm sure, I feel a little hungry. Or I could say, do I look like a butcher boy to you? We'll take it, and if we happen to find what he's needing, then we will get it. I just remember this mission being a little annoying to finish, so that's why I'm not too sure. Did I fail the mission? Oh no, because I switched off of it, that's why. I'm glad the Ibogas have not yet targeted me with soothing images. Because that makes it so you can't generate adrenaline while you are, well, it's on you. Yeah, that's long short of it. But Pele says, "I'm helping my father now, but one day I plan to open my own shop, trade only the rarest materials. Just wait and see." I can't believe this. I know he means well. My father worries about me too much. Now he's sending adventurers to find me. I'm almost 18, but he thinks I'm a helpless little girl. I'm only late because of these killer iboga. I've been farming plant fibers out here for years, but for some reason these plants are getting stronger and tougher recently. Could you help me by killing a few? Sure. I totally didn't just finish killing like 4 or 5 Iboga before you asked me to do this. Now, that doesn't make me better. At all. But, I guess we'll, find what's left of the Iboga and, kill them. So between us and them are some other enemies that we need to make sure we get rid of as well. Here we go. Yeah, we're getting at least a little bit of drops for our troubles. Not the end of the world. That guy right there is a boss. I don't remember if we killed him before yet on video. He doesn't give any elite skills, but you know, he's a source of some morale if you ever need it. I do like the fact that I have a nice easy access to burning by getting this Anthem of Flame so early. Come on. Let's see. Good. I was worried I was going to run out of adrenaline before we got here, but looks like I worried for nothing. See, we've killed 4 out of the 10 killer Ibogas. And there's 3 of them here, so we'll only have 3 left once this group is dead. And thankfully, we only aggroed a couple of them. There we go. Wait, 6? That should say 7, I feel like I got cheated out of an Iboga kill. Unless these not all considered a killer Ibogas. Maybe one of them was like a normal Iboga. Are they not all called killer Ibogas? Now I don't remember. I just know they're Ibogas. I'm trying to see if I can find one with a different name or not. Yeah, these enemies are dying nice and quickly. Oh, now it says we're done. I went from 6 to... Okay, I'm not going to question it. I finished the side quest, so that's the end of it. Let's see. Let's see. We're way over there. I do wonder with, you know, when I finish that campaign, which character I'm going to take into Nightfall. I'm sorry, not Nightfall, Eye of the North. I feel like the easiest one is this guy, because he'll already have all the heroes from, you know, from Nightfall to, you know, go into Eye of the North, have a full party ready and raring to go. While for the other 2 guys, I would have to, my neck is hurting for some reason. It's weird. I don't know. It just randomly started bothering me. Well, the other one, I would probably want to cart them over to Nightfall, play a bit to get the heroes level 20, and get enough that I need, and then I would be able to then go jump back and then bring them into Eye of the North. I'm not sure. We'll think about it. It's either, honestly, it is a close tie between this guy and my Mesmer. I feel like the Mesmer is the original, and, you know, he's already interior. And I feel like it kind of more closely resembles, in some ways, the Prophecies campaign. Not resembles, but, like, you know, is attached to, because of the Evan Vanguard. But we'll see. We'll see. Hey, what do you say, Pele? Thanks for the help. Will you let my father know that I'm alright? He gets so worked up over nothing sometimes. Sure, I'll let him know. Soon enough. So I believe there's one other quest in this area. No, there's 2. I think I'm going to... Oh, I got too close to the boss. Oh, well, it's not the end of the world. I think we'll go for Hidden Threat first, because there's a chance he might go in the direction we're wanting to do anyways. And even if he doesn't, you know, it just feels right. Just going clockwise, you know. We need to go counterclockwise. I don't think we're gonna get away from this without getting into at least one or more spats. At least, admittedly, these guys might not actually want to try and murder me. In which case, they might make things a little bit easier. Let's see. For the food, feast for Obaka. I don't need any insect stuff, but I might keep an eye out for what scale fin is, so probably don't sell anything to get from them. And then I don't know of Panay Salad what that's gonna be from, so what I'm gonna do is once I finish these couple side quests that I have in this area, I'm going to investigate and find out where, like, what these entail. So I could keep an eye out for them, and most likely, knowing me, forget. I was right, Fanged Iboga. So there was a difference. I was hunting Killer Iboga for the quest, but the normal ones are called Fanged Iboga. I knew I wasn't totally crazy, just a little bit, just a little bit. Oh, there's a quest over there from Mr. Maban. I don't remember the scout has anything different, but I'm going to still talk to him just in case he has something that's not insect, or I mean plant related. Yes, yeah, not plant related, but I did get insect hunt. So what does you say, Maban? Hey, guess what? My mom showed me how to map travel the other day. It's amazing. I just looked at my map and select a place I've already been, and I go there instantly. It only works on cities. I've marked with a big gold and green symbol. But once I start going to other towns and outposts, I'll end up finding more places I can travel to instantly. I just saw you come out of town, so you should have a marker for town on your map. You should use it to go and tell my mom thanks for inventing map travel. I feel like map travel was around before your mom. I like the one if you say no, it says, I'm busy, kid. Why don't you map travel away from me? Or I just say, wow, that does sound handy. I'll think I'll give it a try. I will try it later. Thank you very much. Alright, he hasn't moved yet, so, that makes life a little bit easier. We're looking for Elon Bell. Because he might be a traitor, I'm pretty sure is the reason why we're following him. If you guys just came off the last part, you guys might remember. Depending on how close attention you're paying. One thing I do like about the combo with the Signet of Aggression, Anthem of Flame, and then Barbed Spear is the fact that with basically that combination, I do bleed and burning upon the same target, and it's very nice. And then, then I can immediately do normal damage weapon stuff too. Wonderful combination. I'm looking forward to buying some skills because my skills aren't very impressive. Like, there's some ones that are useful, like Spear of Lightning, Barbed Spear, Wild Throw. Even these two are kind of useful. This one has its own uses in niche cases, but like Leader's Comfort, I don't feel like I need a Mending Reframe. I don't feel like it's something I should really bother with having on my bar. So we're currently still Sunspear Sergeant. Well, we're not that far off from being a Master Sergeant. Oh, the monk's starting to get hurt. I use my Signet to heal a little bit. Yeah, aggression, yeah, it just gives me 2 strikes of adrenaline. And I do like having Death Charge on my melee heroes because they do jump forward and it kind of makes it so they do take more of the damage than you do, which is very nice, if I do say so. I'm supposed to follow him, but I don't know, he probably saw me over here, so it's like, are you sure about that? Sure you want to do that, buddy? You know, like, at least they don't give me a state for like failing to be, you know, like because I'm too close to him. That would really suck. Still, my immersion could use some use. And while I'm here, I might as well grab Scale Hunt because there's a good chance I'm going to be killing some Scale. Looks like the insects aren't going to charge at me quite yet, so I'm going to make use of that fact and just keep on moving. I was full on ready for some combat there. Let's see, very quiet. As quiet as a mouse. We're hunting corsairs. Corsair Commandant. It's about time you showed up. I thought maybe you betrayed us, of course, if you had. I'm supposed to save your threats. I have the information you wanted, and I expect to be paid. Now, the main Sunspears patrols are still positioned along the east bank of the river. Did you hear that? Curse you, Lombo, you were followed to Hatto Brothers. I knew we shouldn't have followed so close. This Lombo guy is actually pretty high level. He's level 15. Cost, don't die! Don't die, brother! There we go. We're fine. We're just fine. Take that. It'll be confirmed Alombo was a murderer and was a traitor, and then we killed him. Well, I guess they'll just have to take our word for it that it wasn't murder, right? Nudge, nudge. Hey, I was actually right. It did circle around because we had to follow him on patrol, and it did take us almost right smack dab where we needed to go for this other quest. You know, big brain thinking and lucky guesswork. Unless you want to argue that some subconscious part of my brain remembered. We found the shipment of ink. Oh no, the guy must be dead. Oh. That's not good. I'm assuming that's what happened. I know if she. I assume that that's what she guesses. And then there's some mourning and all that stuff. But since we're right here, we might as well grab the outpost that's right there. I kind of didn't. I didn't realize we didn't catch it yet. So this is a perfect opportunity. It'll save us some steps later that we'd otherwise have to grab. I think our quest is just Master Sergeant too. Yeah, our quest is to get us to Master Sergeant. So this one will give us 5 suns per promotion, bring us to 90. So the other one will bring us to 95. And then... and then this... Oh, we'll be so close. We'll be 95 out of... No, no, it'll be 100. Yeah, it'll be... We'll put us exactly at 100, which is the exact amount we need to get to Master Sergeant, which will then allow us to then accept this Rising of the Rakes quest, which will probably, if the other quests don't put us there at level 5, which is what we need to I think I glitched. I don't, yeah, I was going to say, my heroes aren't next to me, and I'm going through the portal, and it happens sometimes when you get too close to a corner, an NPC, and sometimes you just get caught, and you just get yoinked back. But we are at the Astralarium, which is actually one of the places we needed to be at for Scalefin Soup. I'm going to see if we could find the chef guy while we're here and see what it takes. Oh, he's over there. Perfect. It was telling me where he was all along. But I don't think he wants to turn any of this into food, so we'll see what we can expect. Unless he just gives it to us, that'd be nice, but I doubt it. So I need 2 scale fins. I have none currently, and then I can get a bowl of scale fin soup. What is Pawnee though? I'm gonna look at champion because I, for the life of me, don't know what Pawnee is. Is it actually a drop called Pawnee? There's more quests here, but I'll grab those later. It is iboga petals. Okay. Scalefin soup with scale soup, that makes sense. Drake kebab probably is drake meat. Will make sense as well. But that one didn't quite line up like the rest of them did. We'll start with the rune trader since we just did our dialogue this episode. Hopefully, still somewhat fresh in your guys' minds before we hop into it. Let's see. Kalani says, "Wash the shore, you say? That isn't good. Not good at all. Looks like I'll need to find another supplier. Well, here's the rune of Mind of Vigor I promised you. To equip the rune, double-click in your inventory and click on the piece of armor excuse me, you want to put it into. Once you put a rune into a piece of armor, the only way to get is to salvage the armor with an expert or superior salvage kit. A regular salvage kit won't do the trick. This will destroy the armor, but you'll have a chance to get your rune back. Good luck." So right now we have 160 health at level 4. We put it on, it gives us an extra 30 health. Doesn't stack with itself, bringing us to 190. I would say that's not too bad. And then we have a chef. Oh, this is the drake kebab. We need 1 chunk of drake flesh. Merchant, I would like to sell some things. I'll hold on to this for a moment. Nah, screw it. I'll just sell it. What do I need a couple of copper for? Wait, I can buy an identification, 100 gold. Got me 1 extra gold. That was worth it. That wasn't actually a bad spear. It was a better spear than the one I have, actually. Oh well. So I have to get that one. So for skills, let's see what I can get so far. I have a little bit of gold, so I would like. So I know that we want leadership at least. Let's see. So we already have wild throw, which is it can't be attacked, and all my non-spear attacks are disabled for 3 seconds. We can get wearing spear, which is if it hits, it deals 16 damage, but I'm weakened, but it's only 3 thing. I definitely don't want to be weakened. That reduces my damage. Unblockable throw is 7 adrenaline, which I think is the same amount as Wild Blow. Does plus 16 damage, and this attack cannot be blocked. So Wild Throw has the benefit of removing stances on enemies, while this one is just unblockable. And does a little bit more damage. So that's not a bad one to grab. I'm tempted. So if this stack hits, you deal plus 9 damage. That foe is more health than you. That foe also suffers from deep wound. I don't actually know how well that would work with monster health, because I don't know if, as that we get later on, level 20 areas, if enemies typically will have more health than me, because, usually top out around 500, depending on what kind of runes you have. It would be less if you have a lot of them. More, I think, if you don't have any life removal ones, but not sure. Then we have Mighty Throw, which is to reliable plus 16 damage and moves 3 times faster, meaning it's harder to dodge. And it's only 2 adrenaline, which means it's the same as my barbed spear. So it could be a nice spammable spear that doesn't cost energy. Spear attack, I mean. Another one is 6 adrenaline, where if it has less 50% health, that foe suffers from deep wound. That means not bad, but honestly, I feel like the best time for deep wound is when they're at full health. Because it effectively takes out, I think it's 20-25% of their health is locked out, so I feel like it'd be really huge to just immediately jump into. This last one here is Blazing Spear. If this attack hits, it deals plus 9 damage and sets target on fire for 1 second. I don't really feel like we need that one because I already have Mantra of Flame and I don't plan on losing it, and it also provides burning on targets. But I think if I'm going to get any of them, it's probably either Unblockable Throw or Mighty Throw. I'm leaning towards getting Mighty Throw first because of the fact that it does do a lot of damage, but it does have a wind-up time of 3 seconds, which can be a problem. I'll have to think about that. Let's see what our other options are. So I'm kind of planning to go more for leadership, I want to say, and I think it might have been command. I don't remember what my shield is. I'll look at it later. But I think leadership is the one that no matter what as a Paragon I want, because it's like because it's my energy regeneration, which is going to be very important. So there's Resurrection Signet of Return, which honestly I probably want to get, if only because of the fact that it will allow me to revive my healer and things like that. So that's definitely a buy, and I'll just slot it in place of my Signet of Synergy. I'll just put it here. So we have They're on Fire, which party members within earshot take 11% less damage from soaking and burning, which will be nice and will scale up with Anthem of Flame, because ideally I pop Anthem of Flame, they have that chant on them, and then they inflict burning on target, which means that the target won't be able to do as much damage because these are combined. So let's definitely get this. I don't know how fast I'm going to equip it, but at the very least I'm going to have it on my bar. If assuming we can afford to buy more skills. But I think popping these two together will be very good. And technically it can be permanent because it's 10-second cooldown with a 10-second duration. I just have to make sure I keep using it on cooldown, ideally. So it's an echo where for 15 seconds, chance and health lasts 50% longer on target and unscrewed ally. It's only one target though, so I don't think it's worthwhile right now, at least. If this skill hits a knockdown foe, that foe becomes dazed. I don't really have any not reliable knockdowns in my party, so I don't think that's going to be worthwhile. I don't really plan on taking motivation. I don't really plan on being like a direct healer with this character, at least. So I'm not going to worry about the motivation skills right now. But command has a fair amount of good ones. I can already see a party-wide heal, which would take out almost all of my energy, but would revive all party members. Probably something to get in the future, but not right this moment. Stand your ground is nice, reliable. We get additional armor. I want to say this might be a standard in an Imagon build, but I don't remember. I have Never Surrender, where all allies within earshot gain and below 70% gain some health regeneration. That's very useful. Can be used to kind of help out our healer, especially since for a while we only have one healer. Will kind of allow them to not be so, pressured. Never Give Up +1 energy could be useful, but it's harder for me to track their energy than is their health. So probably not gonna go for that one. I have Make Haste, which makes us only one ally move faster, and if they hit, it goes away. I don't really think so. Help is a heal for on one particular ally, as well as other healing. So it kind of makes it so that that guy in particular is going to get healed, and it's easier to support him. It's not bad if you could reliably have somebody taking damage for the group. There's Find Their Weakness, which is the next time target ally attacks, that ally does +5 damage and inflicts deep wound for 5 seconds, and it lasts for 5 seconds. That's actually pretty good because I can just do it right before we get into combat. They jump in, attack the guy, give him deep wound. That's actually quite nice. There's Fallback, which honestly, for the movement speed alone, would be a reason why I put it on my bar, but I'm not sure if I'm going to do that right now. This is all allies within get 5 health per second while moving and move 33% faster. However, it also ends on an ally when they successfully hit an attack. So if you get a combat, it will go away. But it is nice, but I'm not going to get it right now, even if I do end up slotting it in, because it's only 4-second duration. That's not really much of anything. So I think I'm going to prioritize getting Never Surrender, Find Their Weakness, and I can't afford any more right now. And I'm going to slot in, and I'm going to put a point into commands. I think I'm going to do Never Surrender for now. That way I can just kind of generally help out my allies, get them a little stronger. And I think I'm going to drop my Signet of Aggression because I don't really think that 2 points of adrenaline is all that important. And instead I'm going to find your weakness. That way I can like preemptively cast that on an ally as we engage the enemy. I do want to see if in my chest I have a random chunk of Drake Flesh. Because if I do, I'm just going to grab it and use it for this dang quest. I do have a random chunk of Drake Flesh in here. Perfect. And I can double check the shield that I grabbed from before. I feel like I did the same thing last time, but I think I was a dum-dum who got the wrong shield. I think that's what happened. Damn it. I think that was what happened. That art's still on that character. I'll have to double check. But I feel like I did a dum-dum thing, and I'm only just remembering I did that dum-dum thing. Oopsies. Alright, now that we do have this chunk of Drake Flesh, though, I'm going to turn it into this collector, get my Drake Kebab, and I'm going to put it in my bag so I, hopefully don't cause any problems. So I believe I still have Material Girl here and Map Inventor, both of which are in this general vicinity. Callum, Material Trader. He says, "Thank you for helping my darling Pele. I know she's growing up, but in my eyes, she'll always be my precious little girl. Here's a salvage kit for your trouble. It's a material trader's best friend. Anyone can collect materials from slain monsters, but if you use a salvage kit on weapons and armor you no longer need, you can turn that old junk into useful materials that can be used to craft other items. And any materials you don't need for crafting, you can always sell to me. I get an extra salvage kit, 5 Sunspear promotion points, and 100 gold, as well as some experience, which is just enough to put me over the edge to level 5. Perfect. Let's put another point into Spear Mastery, because I would like to kill people. Though I do wonder, if I put one more point of leadership, will that increase to... Yes, it'll increase Anthem of Flames to 2 seconds. Perfect. I definitely think that point was worth it. So, Map Travel Inventor's right over here. Miss Alakea. Sigh, another one. I'm sorry, ever since I taught Mobbin how to map travel, he thinks that I invented it. I tried to tell him I didn't invent it, but he just won't listen. But at least he's trying to help others by showing them how to map travel. It's really quite easy. Once you enter an outpost or town, you can usually get a symbol on your map. You can travel back to the location anytime you want just by interacting with the symbol. And then I have to talk to her again for some reason to get my quest? That's interesting. Thanks for putting up with Mobbin. I know he can be overly eager, but I'm sure you have much more important things to be doing. So please take this as a small apology for my son's enthusiasm and for taking the time to come talk to me. I accept, milady. So we have a hidden thread as well, which is over there, which I'll come back to talk with. And also, now that I'm about to get it by turning that in. So first we have honing your skills. So Sunspears Divide. I don't remember the voice I used for him, honestly. It says, back so soon. Wow, Koss was right about you. Don't tell him I told you, but Koss called you the rising star of the new order. Well, we'd better get you started on your basic training. I accept. Which I am now a master sergeant. Can I put my where's is it high enough yet? No, it's not high enough for me to wear it, so I don't yet get that title. So the only titles I can get would be my count-wide ones. Alright, he says, good to see you again for my buff games. Today must be my lucky day. I won 200 gold on a bet with first Spirit Jog Dugar, and then you show up just when I need to talk to you. Look like it's time for you to begin learning about secondary professions. Why don't you head back to encampments near Chabak village and speak to a few of the experts there? They can tell you all about life in the professions. I can say I'm not ready to do that, or I can say that sounds like good advice. I'll say that does sound like good advice. I think I'm gonna go the basic boy route and do warrior, mostly because I cannot think of a reason to pick any other profession. You know, casters, I mean, I might be able to do some weird energy management with like shouts and stuff like that, which could be kind of fun to work on later, but right now it does not interest me. Ranger, um, bows. Like, that's really the only thing I'd really get out of it. Or if I wanted a pet. Technically, that'd be another reason, but I feel like I don't need a pet right this moment. Though I'll consider it. Maybe I'll make like some kind of Beastmaster build where I then use like Rampages 1 as the IAS for my build. But that would be taking up 2 slots just for that. So I really will have to think about it. We'll see. But that can always be done in the future, and then just get a pet at that point. Um, and then but warrior is just like the standard go-to. Both of them have adrenaline-based skills. Both of them can kind of work on each other. Warrior also has easy access to attack skills, so I don't feel like there'll be any issues there. Um, and then of course casters have their problems. Assassin's not available as a secondary profession here because that's faction exclusive, but you can always eventually, if you jump to factions, get that secondary profession once you complete enough missions to get after you beat Nightfall Quarter. You can then get unlock assassin. Um, yeah. So I think we're probably gonna just do warrior, but we'll see next time, as this is a good place to stop the video. I do hope you guys have a good day, night, wherever you may be. And I'll see you guys next time.